If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please remember to hit that like button and of course subscribe for more content. And if you need any coins for Ultimate Team to get a head start on the game, head to the link in the description. Use the code TVM for a discount at checkout. What is going on, guys? TVM here. Welcome back to another week of Team of the Week predictions. As I'm recording this, there is still a few minutes left in a couple of the games. It's only half time actually in the French league fixture between Lyon and Monaco. Lyon are absolutely rinsing Monaco right now, 4-0. We'll mention those at some point. BESARA with 2 goals, 1 assist and 3-2 win. Moving on to Bamford straight away with a hat-trick in that 3-0 win for Leeds United. They have started rather well. Bamford himself has started pretty well. If you're part of the fantasy football scene, you'll know an awful lot about this guy. Moving on to Campbell, Tyrese Campbell of Stoke. Potentially a left forward, potentially a left wing, maybe even a striker. Not sure. It depends whether EA actually pay attention or not. He got 1 goal and 2 assists in a 3-2 win. Up next is Lassina Traore. What didn't this guy do? 5 goals and 3 assists in a 13-0 win for Ajax. They could quite literally choose the entire team and no one would bat an eyelid. Sergio Santos up next. Bit of pace off the bench. Why not? Not too good in front of goal, but as long as he's fast. Hat-trick in a 5-0 win. I'd like to see EA implement some gold cards into the objectives this week, as well as maybe a silver. That would be nice. Could be Santos as well. Edin Visca, first time we're seeing him this season. 2 goals, 1 assist in a 5-1 win, coming off the back of their European travels, of course. Wouldn't be a bad card, would it, really? Again, another one of those off the bench. We're jumping into some pretty big cards straight away here. Real Madrid player Valverde, still don't know how to say his name. He got 1 goal in the 3-1 win over Barcelona. I would normally go for Sergio Ramos in this instance. However, Ramos has only recently got himself an inform. Therefore, he is not eligible. Moving on to the Premier League and to Wilfried Zaha specifically. Playing as a striker for Crystal Palace rather than a winger. He got 1 goal and 1 assist in Palace's 2-1 win. I wouldn't say a big fan of this because it doesn't really fit my team. Kind of, but kind of not. But if I packed him untradeable, maybe he could go into some sort of, I don't know, fun squad. Not a bad card. And of course, Diogo Jota. Now, I don't think this is going to happen. This is more wishful thinking. He got 1 goal in Liverpool's 2-1 win. And of course, it was the winning goal. And because he has a once to watch, you kind of like, you feel like maybe EA should just take this opportunity to say, hey, look, here's an inform. Do better next time, but here's one for now. Arbia up next. He kept a clean sheet. He was also crowned man of the match in Eibar's 1-0 win, and he's moved from a centre-back to a left-back. I'm not sure how useful he'll be either way, but either, yeah. Llorente, he's not going to get it, but I wanted to point it out to you that he was the best player in the game. He got a goal, he was crowned man of the match. Well, he was the second best player in the game, technically. We'll talk about the best player later on in the video, but outfield-wise, and he played as a striker, which would be an interesting card. However, he's been given a rule breaker, so he's not going to get it. Ranocchia, no idea. Ranocchia, there you go. 1 assist, man of the match award, and he kept a clean sheet in a 2-0 win. It's just a shame EA have decided not to give him legs. Moving on to Valverde, a player who does have some legs. Decent looking centre back for like a starter squad if you're still sort of struggling to get off the ground. 1 goal and a clean sheet in a 1-0 win for Marseille. Bit of an uneventful game. I was watching that one and I nearly fell asleep. JOSAN, maybe. 1 goal, 1 assist in a 2-1 win. It looks like a bit of pace. Again, one of those sort of bench players, maybe a squad battles type of player. Don't mind it, really. A lot of pace, decent dribbling. Moving on to another player who has, again, bit of pace. This time, we are going down into the second tier of Spanish football. A hat-trick in a 3-0 win for CORPAS. Again, he really has pace on his side, but you never know if you're a fan of him. Why not? Bihan, unfortunately, EA have decided to not give him legs either. He's got himself a hat-trick in a 4-0 win. That is a pretty, I wouldn't say useless card, it's harsh, but, I mean, who will use it? Pacheco up next, clean sheet in a 2-0 win. We are very thin on the ground for goalkeepers right now. We have hardly any. There are potential of 2 more to come. I'm only going to show you a card of 1 because the other one is in a game that is still playing. Moving on to JOão Pedro. He did a lot more last season than what he's done so far, but 1 goal, 1 assist and a 4-2 win for Cagliari from that centre-forward position. Again, it's one of those cards, actually, that last year you had a really nice special card. This year, that would be good, but just lacking a bit of pace. Ward-Prowse up next. Of course, they beat Everton. The only remaining undefeated record has now gone in the Premier League, and Ward-Prowse got himself a goal in that 2-0 win for Southampton. Danny Ings picked up 2 assists. I don't think that's going to be enough, although I wouldn't be against it. I think they're going to go for Ward-Prowse. Up next is going to be Dia. He got a hat-trick in a 4-0 win. He was very, very unlucky, actually, not to get himself a hat-trick in about 12 minutes. But the goal was ruled... I'm not sure it was offside, but it was ruled out anyway. But he eventually got it, so he'll more than likely pop up. As will Kenny LALA, I'm sure. 1 goal and a clean sheet in a 3-0 win for Strasbourg. Good result for them, and not too bad a card, really, for Kenny LALA to get himself up and running. Now, as we get our breath, we're going to go into a bit of a position change here. Politano from a winger to a cam. He only played half an hour, came off the bench to replace Mertens, but managed to get himself 2 assists and helped Napoli come back from being 1-0 down against a newly promoted side to win 2-1. However, the goal that this guy scored, Insigne, was a bit special. It's a very good goal. Go to Twitter, type in Insigne goal, and just watch it over and over again. Good goal. And of course, the game finished 2-1. So whether EA want to go with, hey, you played half an hour, but you've got 2 assists, and it's a position change, that's interesting, or whether we're just going to give it to Insigne for that goal. I don't know. Castrovilli, from a game that finished not too long ago, 2 goals, 1 assist in a 3-2 win for Fiorentina. I mean, you can't really deny him. Unfortunately, the card doesn't look the best, but still. And a game that is currently underway right now, and as I say, it's about half-time as I'm filming this. Aouar currently has 1 goal, 1 assist for Lyon, and it is 4-0 at half-time. So who knows what's going to happen second half. For all I know, he scored another 6 since. Akambi is another player. I think it's between these two, unless Memphis Depay scores another 2 goals, which is definitely possible, but still, Akambi at the moment has himself 2 goals, and like I said, it's only half-time, so who knows what is going to happen. Moving, well, you guys know, because it's finished by now, but I don't know. Luis Alberto, 1 goal, man of the match in a 2-1 win for Lazio. He put in a very good performance, to be fair. Hit an awful lot of the criteria, you know, successful passes and things like that. So I would not be surprised to see him in there. Upamecano is an option. He's not the only option for Leipzig, but probably the most likely. 1 goal in a 2-1 win. Looks like a pretty good defender. Of course, he had an inform very first week. It's a very expensive card. This will also be an expensive card. Akanji for Dortmund, 1 goal, man of the match, 3-0 win. Of course, he gets links to that Delaney, who got himself an inform last week. Upamecano gets a link to Mukiele, the breaker card. What is it? Rule breaker card. There's an awful lot of good options in the Bundesliga right now. Another one could be Robert Lewandowski. This guy's gone and scored himself 3 goals again. Picked up man of the match, of course, and they won 5-0. Bayern Munich, by far the best team in Europe right now. I'm not a Bayern Munich fan, although I do have investments into them financially through the Football Index. And let's talk about our final goalkeeper, Jan Oblak. 5 saves. Highest rated player on the pitch. The other player that I picked out, of course, was Llorente, although he has a rule breaker, so that won't happen. So I think they're going to go with Oblak. Now, the other player to mention is Kasper Schmeichel. They are still beating Arsenal right now, 1-0. So if that is to happen, I'm pretty sure Kasper Schmeichel will be given an inform, likely to replace Pacheco, and I think Oblak will still get himself that inform. Now our final 2 players. Up first, Moise Kean. I don't want this to happen, purely because of the other player in contention. Moise Kean got 2 goals in a 4-0 win. That, to me, is probably enough. And given the fact that they could choose the likes of Oblak, and you've got Upamecano with a very good card, Lewandowski's very high rated, Luis Alberto, Aouar, Insigne, like I said, Politano potentially. You know, you've got a few in there, and going all the way back to the likes of Valverde and ZAHA and Diogo Jota, you've got some big names. And Kasper Schmeichel potentially as well. However, Neymar got himself 2 assists and was crowned man of the match in a 4-0 win. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. Did he not come off the bench? Or was that Mbappe? I think Mbappe came off the bench, actually. So forget what I'm... Yeah, no, ignore me. Mbappe came off the bench. Neymar played the full 90. He got 2 assists. I think he assisted Mbappe once when he came off the bench to score. They weren't struggling, but as soon as Mbappe came off the bench, they just came to light. And, of course, they won 4-0. But either way, I would go for Neymar purely because he's the bigger name and he's going to sell more packs. I'm sure EA will go for Moise Kean because they have the likes of Valverde and ZAHA and all the rest of it in there. But let me know if you think I've missed anyone out down below. Bear in mind, of course, there are a few games still to play today, so I've tried to sort of include them as best I can. Juventus is still 0-0 right now, so you could potentially choose the Hellas Verona goalkeeper. I'm not sure. Jamie Vardy is the goal scorer for Leicester, so who knows whether they'll... I mean, they can't give him an inform, surely, but I mean, maybe they will. I don't know, but I'm going to go with Kasper Schmeichel from that Leicester game. If you have enjoyed this week's Team of the Week predictions, do me a favour and hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for new, and until the next time, goodbye.
Join the Betting Rebellion and find out what your football knowledge is really worth.